Hello, good day, and welcome to this, the very first weekly episode of the Shady Bunch with me, your resident squeaky scouser Graham Hughes, aka Cockhead Dum D. We have two esteemed guests joining us on the show this week. From the Two Davies YouTube channel, we have the one and only, and some might say rantastic, Mr. David McGuinness. His channel brings YouTubers the news and current affairs from a very Scottish perspective, and he is about to tell us all what the weather is like where he is today. Take it away, Mr. McGuinness.
It's Sunday Truck Davy out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is overcast this morning. Quite warm at 16 degrees, a wee bit blowy, wind gusting up to 33 kilometres an hour. Falling count, there's no rain in the forecast, so it'll bloody well rain. And the pollen count is moderate, main allergen is grass. So that's what the weather's like here in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. If you want to know what the weather's like where you are, look out your own bloody window.
Thank you for that, Mr. McGuinness. Now, let's move on to our next very special guest, who has taken time out from the very valuable duties of being tea lady in number 10 and who on the odd occasion dabbles with economics. Shady Bunchers, let's welcome Rachel from accounting. A very big Shady Bunch. Hello to Rachel from accounting. I do love the sound of my own very squeaky voice.
Well, hello all you Shady Bunchers. It's my pleasure to take some time out from my hectic schedule of being the number 10 tea lady. I was invited on here by Mr. McGuinness, as he said he has a few methods of filling my massive black hole. And this got me very curious. I do hope that he is not being personal. What suggestions do you have, Mr. McGuinness, that might help to fill my massive black hole?
Pardon me for butting in. I'm Phyllis Mooseface and I like talking bollocks. I like to insult the elderly, especially boomers, with my ageist jokes about them all being rich vampire money hoarding armchair dwellers. And as I spin everything that my beloved Keir, who is bought and paid for by the Labour Friends of Israel, does as being absolutely perfect. I love Keir so much that I want to have his babies, but I digress, as I too love the sound of my own voice. What are the ideas that you have for Rachel from accounting that might help in filling in her massive black hole, Mr. McGuinness?
Right, Scots facing £950 bill to fund nationalist 11,500 welfare benefit pipe dream. SNP's minimum income plan is £6 billion tax disaster. It would appear that the loonies at the the Express, the right-wing knuckle-draggers, they don't quite get it, do they? We don't mind paying taxes. We realise that tax equals good public services. And if it's only going to cost £950 a year on my bill to ensure that everybody has a minimum amount to live on, and it's not that generous at 11,500, then hit me up. If the plan is to make sure that everybody's got a basic income and that nobody's slipping through the net, then it's got to be worth investing in. But what these wits for London don't seem to get is tax isn't a bad thing. In order to get good public services, which they are demanding, then they have to realise they've got to pay tax. I mean, the OBR has made it clear to them. If they were to introduce a Scotland-style tax system, it would automatically raise £11 billion a year.
Tease up. Wow, Mr. McGuinness, that is a damn fine idea, that one, when I was dabbling in economics, even though I am only really fully trained in using the photocopier and was the official tea lady for the governor of the Bank of England. I am a fully certified tea lady, just like Keir's father was a toolmaker. I did look into the Scottish tax system, but was told not to try and introduce anything like it in the rest of the UK, because it would upset the Labour Party donors and Murky Murdoch. I am interested in hearing any other changes that you think might help me in filling my massive black hole with, though, Mr. McGuinness.
That would go towards that big black hole she's carrying, and it would spread the burden more evenly across the working population. Then you have to go after those who are got what we call passive income. We've got to tax dividends at the same as what we tax income tax. Tax capital gains at the same rate we tax income tax. But these idiots down that road have put together, he dropped through the idea that tax is a good thing. If you want good public services, you need to pay tax.
Thank you, Mr. McGuinness. You have given me lots to think about. Although I doubt a Starmer-led Labour government will ever implement those things, even though they are very simple and straightforward. It's the neoliberal LSE way of doing things. Although I passed my economics exams with flying colours and got a distinction, I was taught by a very rich old teacher who had in turn been taught by a very rich old teacher. And to get into the LSE, you need to have a lot of money. The economics, if you can call it that gets taught is based on very outdated methods that have been proven to fail in the real world. But when all is said and done, I still make a cracking cup of tea. Thank you for having me on the Shady Bunch, but I am being called back to make care another cup of Earl Very Grey. And speaking of grey, is that your natural skin tone, Mr. Mooseface? Must go now, Toodle. I would say Pip, but we are axing that.
Goodbye. Rachel from accounting, it has been a pleasure to have you come on the Shady Bunch, and you are welcome back anytime, as we love anyone from Labour on the show. Phyllis, I believe you had a question that you wanted to ask Mr. McGuinness. Did I ever tell you that that I've travelled to every country on earth and have written a book? Even though I know less than zero about those countries' cultures, and even less about their politics, take Venezuela, for instance, I believed it was their corrupt socialist leader that caused their economic failure. And it had nothing to do with the US wanting to install their puppet leader and imposing an oil embargo that crippled their economy. I am so conceited that I must always be right, and I've met my man crush in Mr. Phyllis Mooseface. We are truly birds of a feather. Over to you, darling. I mean, Phyllis.
Well, thank you for that wonderful acknowledgement of the fact that I am a superior human being. Although Starmer, how I wish he were my daddy, is far more superior to any of us and everything he does and says is always correct. Mr. McGuinness, do you think that there are maybe some cultural differences that the fantastic and wonderful Labour Party under my man crush, Starmer, might not be seeing? Are the Labour Party incapable of seeing the differences that make the Scottish people more human?
It would appear that these papers claim to be Scottish, but they don't seem to be able to tap into the Scottish psyche. They don't seem to understand our customs, our culture. They maybe want to try watching us as a group and see how we behave. Us as a collective here in this channel. They maybe want to have a look and learn a bit about us. How it is we interact with each other. How it is we look after each other. How we're one big family and we don't mind paying taxes because taxes equals good services. Honesty, you can tell it's a rag feud with this land. Because these rags don't understand us as a people. They don't understand our customs, our cultures and our ways. Income tax plan is 6 billion tax disaster. Is it? If it means everybody's going to have a minimal standard of living, it's no a disaster. It is a big advance in our progressive society. where we don't mind paying tax because we know tax equals good public services.
Thank you for your honest and forthright answer there, Mr. McGuinness, and for coming on this, the very first episode of the Shady Bunch. I have been informed that you needed to rush off as you had a very important mission, and that was giving Charlie Cat, your co-host sometimes, some well-deserved treats. Over to you, Cockhead Dundee, for your closing monologue.
Well, Shady Bunchers, we hope that you enjoyed this, the very first weekly episode, and give a huge Shady Bunch thank you to our special guests. The rantastic Mr. David McGuinness from the Two Davies YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to their channel for the news and current affairs from a very Scottish perspective and their amazing rounds. Rachel from Accounts, who took time out from her important number 10T lady duties to join us. Shady Bunchers and Rachel, if you're seeing this video, please ask your boss, the one and only curry and a beer care with a few freebies thrown in, if he would consider joining us on the show soon. That's a Shady Bunch. Goodbye until next time from me, Cockhead Dundee.
As per usual, I had to have the last word, so it's goodbye from me, the fantastic Phyllis Mooseface. Yes, you can all thank me for gracing your screens, and you might get to see and hear my wonderful spinny self soon if you are very lucky.